Some recent news here saying that a federal judge has okayed a lawsuit aimed at stopping the construction of Obama's presidential library in Chicago. The building of this center has been criticized since its announcement for a number of reasons. Obama is destroying historic public parkland by building this presidential center, and he's picked this specific area. It's completely unnecessary to destroy this public area that he's chosen. There were other proposed options. There's one letter just from yesterday, going into detail, actually was just shared yesterday, going into detail about that. But first, the judge, just generally about the lawsuit, they're saying the federal judge gave the green light. This was last Tuesday to a parks advocacy group's lawsuit that aims to stop for good the delayed construction of former President Barack Obama's $500 million presidential center in a Chicago park beside Lake Michigan. So Barack Obama was going to spend $500 million on this presidential center in this Chicago park. So this has been criticized. The construction of this proposed Jackson Park site is 7 miles away from downtown Chicago. It's near low-income neighborhoods where Obama worked as community organizer, and lies just blocks from the University of Chicago, where Obama was a law professor. It's also close to the home where the Obamas lived until he won the presidency in 2008. Been concerns that providing land in Jackson Park to the Obama Center violates the due process rights of taxpayers. It's basically being gifted to the Obama Foundation, this public land. Judge indicated that he doesn't want the litigation to drag on and that he'll limit any fact gathering before the trial to 45 days. They do say that the judge handling this, it's notable that he's actually okaying this to go forward, the lawsuit. We're still waiting to see what the outcome is, but he hasn't dismissed it. It's notable. You might expect this judge to be protecting Obama. U.S. District Judge John Robert Blakey, who was nominated to the federal bench by Obama in 2014, is the one that ruled that Protect Our Parks, it's the organization suing the Obama Center. The judge has ruled that they do have a standing to sue the city and the Obama Foundation. They said that the city officials involved in this as well. Center would comprise 20 acres of the 500-acre park. Protect Our Parks has accused the city of illegally transferring parkland to the private Obama Foundation. So that just giving this parkland to the private Obama Foundation, that's what the city did, effectively gifting prized land to Obama. The group said city officials manipulated the approval process and tinkered with legislation to skirt long-standing laws designed to ensure residents have unobstructed access to lakeside parks. So, quote reads, defendants have chosen to deal with it in a classic Chicago political way to deceive and seemingly legitimize an illegal land grab, according to the lawsuit. To make the park available, they say, for the project, the Chicago Park District first sold the land to the city for $1. Illinois legislators amended the state's Illinois Aquarium and Museum Act to include presidential libraries as an exception to the no development rules if there's a compelling public interest. The Chicago City Council approved the project by 47-1 vote last May. The Obama Foundation would pay $10 to the city for use of the parkland for 99 years, cover the costs of building the complex, and be responsible for covering operating costs for 99 years. Once built, the Obama Presidential Center's physical structures would be transferred to the city for free, meaning the city would formally own the center but not control what happens there. They're essentially giving property to Obama for 10 cents a year for 99 years. That's what a parks advocacy lawyer has argued in the ruling Tuesday. Blakey has thrown out several claims by the taxpayers that are suing the Obama Foundation. So I'm not sure if that is a sign that, again, they could be covering for the Obama Foundation, or they could be trying to protect them on some level. But still, he's approved most of this lawsuit to continue to go forward. They just close off here saying the center was originally slated to open in 2021, though ground hasn't yet broken because of the lingering litigation. Some supporters of the project fear that ongoing litigation might lead Obama to decide to build the center somewhere else. So he is destroying this public park. It's a historic area, historic public parkland. This is from the letter was just shared yesterday in the Times, saying historic public parkland designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Unlike the three other universities that competed for the library turned presidential center, so there were a number of other possible areas, even in Chicago, that they could have used. Which won the University of Chicago, however, which won the right, was the one that demanded public parkland as part of its bid. So they didn't have to do that, but Obama is using this public land for no good reason, really. The Obama Foundation, this is a previous article just talking about some of their mega donors. They point out here that the majority of contributions given to the Obama Foundation are definitely not grassroots contributions, as only 13 people provided most of the cash in 2017, with 4 contributors providing 25 million. Only 4 people provided 25 million. So it's mostly millionaires, multi-billionaires that are the main donors to the Obama Foundation at this point. He says that he is building this library to honor his legacy. So he's destroying public historic parkland to honor his own legacy. That's what former President Obama says. Barack Obama Foundation enjoyed a banner year in 2017. This previous article saying accumulating almost 232 million in tax-free donations. According to a tax form filed with the IRS from 2017, revenue rose exponentially from the previous year when it raised only about 13 million. So that would have been 2016, raised up to 232 million by 2017. Some of the senior executives of the foundation, so people working for the Obama Foundation, they've also, critics of the Obama Foundation already pointing out some of these outrageous salaries to some of the directors of this foundation. Again, a big majority of the public, the main thing that they're working on, this presidential library, the public doesn't even want it, at least, to be built where they're trying to build this. Meanwhile, their executives are getting over $800,000 annually, over $600,000. Another chief executive officer from the Obama Foundation, they're saying that the foundation, the tax form indicates that the foundation's mission to honor the legacy of President Barack Obama and to inspire, empower, and it ends without finishing the sentence, the tax form. But again, that's what they're saying that this project is for. The design of the structure itself has also been described as unfavorable. While this tax form, just talking about the 2017 revenue, does not identify supporters. They do point out, and it ties in with one article that I just looked at talking about something else going on with Bill Gates and some of Bill Gates' previous work with the Clinton Foundation. This was one other article talking about how a number of donors are distancing themselves from the Clinton Foundation. Their revenues are way down. Obviously, the reputation of the Clinton Foundation has gotten even worse, especially since the last election. Bill Clinton's own reputation damaged. Even this article here pointing out Clinton Foundation's pay-for-play corruption operations being exposed. One of their major donors was Bill Gates and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. worked with them in a number of other countries on what they describe as health access initiatives. Obviously, these projects have been criticized, but it's notable that the Obama Foundation, which is different from the Clinton Foundation in that they are working domestically. Right now, they're saying that they're working in Chicago. They have a few other projects, but they're working in the U.S. primarily, whereas the Clinton Foundation obviously was operating in all of these different exploiting all of these different countries around the world. But still, Gates is moving money from the Clinton Foundation, or the donations that would have previously gone to the Clinton Foundation, and this is the same with many donors, are now going to the Obama Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. One recent donation, and that's the end of this article that we were just looking at. They point out the same thing as one of the recent donors from 2017, about $1 million. They're saying up to 1 million. This one is saying 1 million further on in this article here. So Bill Gates now giving money to the Obama Foundation, Microsoft, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundations, possibly through different organizations he's giving money. So it's just another thing to note. And also noteworthy that there are different kinds of projects, the Obama Foundation and the Clinton Foundation. So interesting, those partnerships. What else might they be working on? So I will continue to follow this lawsuit. Now, they're saying that they are going to try to limit the length of time that they give for evidence to be brought forth in this lawsuit. I think the one article was saying roughly 45 days. So there should be some kind of update. There should be updates coming in the coming weeks as to what's going to happen. This Obama library sounding like there's a decent possibility it might not be built, or at least it might not be built in this location. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. I do have a link to my Patreon account in the video description, patreon.com/realityreader. So I have a link to my PayPal account, paypal.me/realityreader. You can support the channel directly through there. Even $1 or $2 makes a huge difference. Thank you again. And the source article you can look at in full. I'll follow up soon. Thank you.